Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. Was good, was good, was good. So there's a lot going on. Welcome, Michael McCaskill. Welcome back. Out there making your money, man. That's what's up. So there has been a lot of news, a lot of good things going on. You know, I was checking out a content creator last night, a crypto content creator last night, and he actually had a short video. And he was like, "Oh, there's not much going on." And I'm sitting back and I'm going, how do you figure there's not much going on? I had 16, pieces of news to deliver to you guys last night. Of course, we delivered that. And I've got even more today. So I was trying to understand, maybe because there wasn't a ton of Bitcoin specific news, but I don't know. There's a lot of news going on. In the world of business, you've got Google buying a security firm that they actually use called Wiz. That's actually a very big deal because it says that they see security as a very big deal. You want to know who the world's number one security firm is? Digital security? Verizon. Not many people probably knew that, but it's Verizon. It's a big business. It's a booming business. And now that you have AI and blockchain, yeah, that's going to do nothing but boom. So if you're looking at places to start to do your research, because the GMB3, right? The GMB3 is do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Now let's get to that news. Ethena Labs and Securitize are teaming up are converging for a institutional DeFi integration. That's actually big. Ethena Labs and Securitize have introduced Converge, that's the name of it, an EVM-compatible layer 1 blockchain aimed at integrating institutional capital with DeFi, featuring permissioned and permissionless applications and secured by ENA token staking. Now that's interesting. Razer Partners with formerly WorldCoin, to combat AI bots playing games on their platform. Now, yeah, I could see that. Now, but WorldCoin, there must have been other ways, because I'm not going to play your game if you expect me to take a picture of my retina or whatever it is that World does. That's not a thing. Not in this house. Nope. That's why I'm not involved in World to begin with. No, sir. No, I have no. There've got to be other ways to figure out if somebody is a bot, right? Like, how fast were your actions? Are they capable for a human to do? Do that math. I'd rather you see do something like that. I'd rather you see do something like that, right? I just don't. I mean, you'd have to write some pretty sophisticated bots to play games. And people sitting going, why would people do that? Some of these games pay money. Some of these games pay money. And you could say, well, turn on your camera and you could see the person sitting there playing the game. Not necessarily. That person could just be sitting there watching the game, going like this, pretending to play the game. It's not an easy thing. I just don't like the idea of World, right? Biometrics is a very nasty business. And once you give up your biometrics, that's it. That's the last one. That's the last piece, right? The last piece of your own sovereign control, right? Because, your fingerprints, eye scans, all of that. This is the kind of stuff that's biometric security. And unless I'm working at a bank or something like that, logging onto my own computer system, yeah, I don't need that. I don't need another person having that. Nope, I'm good off that. Then you've got Ethereum Foundation adjusting its operations amid community criticism. Why? The community believes that the Ethereum Foundation just isn't doing enough to get out there to the forefront. So the Ethereum Foundation is restructuring following criticism over its treasury management and underperformance, appointing Aya Miyaguchi as president and launching this Silviculture Society to enhance community involvement. That's been the problem. So many things have gone on within the Ethereum space that's kind of feels like it's going on behind closed doors. So the community's pushed back and said, hey, that's not what we want. And it's not what we want. We need more people involved. We need more people building. Now you know why I keep saying don't sleep on Ethereum. The reason why you shouldn't sleep on Ethereum is simply because they're going to do something to get out there. They know they have a great blockchain platform, even though there are those out there like, Standard Chartered saying that, well, because of these layer twos, the layer twos are collecting all the money and blah, 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 blah. Tap your brakes, right? Because Standard Chartered said, well, we used to think that Ethereum was going to hit 8,000. Now we think it's just going to hit 4. Mind you, Ethereum's all-time high is 48.91. The disrespect. I took that personally. It hurt. But, because I love Ethereum. But the point is that with these changes and more outreach to development, outreach for awareness, that's going to be a very big deal. The Ethereum Foundation is going to make moves, and I believe that will push Ethereum back to the forefront. Something else that's going on, Hashdex is expanding its crypto index ETF to include 7 altcoins. Hashdex has amended its ETF filing to add Solana, XRP, Cardano, Chainlink, Avalanche, Litecoin, and Uniswap alongside Bitcoin and Ethereum for pending SEC approval. Now, I was trying to tell you yesterday, the SEC is now prioritizing those ETF filings. Not just Hashdexes, but there's a stack. I told you guys, pay attention to this. Pay attention to this because that's going to be big. I told you that one of the biggest issues that I have is that most of the indexes that are coming out are single coin indexes. Bitcoin, Ethereum. Hashdex came out and said, well, we're going to have Bitcoin and Ethereum as a single index. Kind of a big deal, right? Now they're coming back and we're saying, no, we're going to increase this index. And we're going to increase it with these coins. Again, those coins are Solana, XRP. I mean, I could ditch Solana and not be mad. But Solana, XRP, Cardano, Chainlink, Avalanche, Litecoin, and Uniswap. I would drop Solana and replace it with Aave. I know, right? I know. But then you would have, some people would say, oh, but then you have two coins in there that are not similar but related, Uniswap and Aave. Exactly. I would have Uniswap and Aave up in there so that you see clearly the DeFi connection. But I would definitely drop Solana and I would absolutely add Aave. No doubt. No doubt. At the very least, drop Solana, add Sui. Add Sui. I can definitely see that. Michael, what do you think? I mean, there's no way in the world. There's no way in the world that I'm going to be looking at that list and say Solana deserves to be on that list. They have a network gremlin that they haven't solved yet. I don't think they've fixed that network gremlin that they have. And then on top of that, they had to pull an ad that showed patriotism, and it's kind of like everybody was kind of like, yeah, nah, that's not what, no, this is what crypto is supposed to be inclusive. Yeah, Sui. But I'm telling you, Aave, Sui would be my second choice as a replacement. Aave would be my first. Aave has 60% of the DeFi market, and 60% might be, obviously it's greater than 50%. I'm not mad about that because they still have a broad range of competition out there. But 60% is a good, bellwether, right? It's a good bellwether. Oh yeah, I've got dry powder. We're going to get to that. So I'm just looking at that. I'm just looking at this and I'm saying the next wave of ETFs is going to be, mixed bag crypto ETFs. And Hashdex could possibly have the first one. So imagine the weight of that index, the weight of the coins in that index. Barring Solana, I think it's a powerful index. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, Chainlink, Avalanche, Litecoin and Uniswap. That's a robust bag right there. That's a robust bag. I'm not even going to kid you. That's a robust bag. I can see a lot of people getting into that. You've hit all of the coins that you could possibly be interested in. Now, Michael, if you want to be really slick about this, there are 2 coins in that list that I could swap out and not be mad. Solana for Aave, Litecoin for Sui. I could do that and not be mad. I could absolutely do that and not be mad. That would be just powerful. That would be a powerful, ETF right there. So if there's anybody listening out there that actually puts that together, just throw your boy a bone. Just throw your boy a bone. Just saying. Hashtags, give me a call. Then you've got Cumberland SG securing a major payment institution license in Singapore. That's huge. The reason why that's a big deal is because it's a subsidiary of a U.S. crypto trading firm, also Cumberland. Then you figure by having the ability to do business in Singapore, another crypto hub, another huge financial hub. This is why. That's actually a great move. A great move. Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs experienced a $1.7 billion outflow over 5 weeks. Okay. All right. I wonder what kind of outflow. If Hashdex gets approval for that, you're immediately going to see a whole bunch of other people hop on. Immediately, you're going to see a whole bunch of other people hop on. I will be shocked if nobody else changes their filings. I will be absolutely shocked. Then you've got liquidity exploit hits 4.meme, right? It runs on the GMB blockchain, raising security concerns. And it is a big deal because it was a liquidity hole. That means they built their meme coin launchpad with a flaw, and they've got to go address that flaw. I'm happy that they found it, and it doesn't look like. Oh no, that this is following the 183,000 exploit in February. Yep. So they found it. Obviously, they're trying to plug it, so it'll be all good. Then you've got Binance Smart Chain surpassing Solana in DEX trading volume. BSC recorded $1.637 billion in 24-hour DEX volume, overtaking Solana by 34%, fueled by meme coin activity and increased ecosystem growth. People build on that blockchain. Don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on that. Then you've got Gemini appointing former Affirm VP Dan Chen as CFO amid IPO rumors. They're also talking to Citi and Goldman Sachs. Aha. Gemini is definitely going IPO. It's a question of when do they go IPO, not if. It's a question of when. You don't make a CFO change like that unless you're saying, yep, we're doing this because you need somebody with a track record, a history of doing it. Been through the fire at least once, right? Now, you could do it with a new CFO. You just hire a consulting firm that helps you walk through it. But that's literally saying that your former CFO couldn't take you to the next level. And I'm kind of like, really? CFO's job is math. They could have done this. Especially since you're going to hire a consultancy to help you do it. I would have done that. But no loyalty. I'm pretty sure that CFO was probably taken care of, but still, no loyalty. I can't stand Gemini. I can't stand them. They get on my last nerve. I don't like how they do business. And it seems to me every time I turn around, that's what they're doing. Now the CFO could have been like, oh, well, it was time for me to go. I'm good. Maybe. But it would have been great to go on top. It'd have been great to go as I took Gemini, I took a company public. That sets you up for the rest of your life. Nothing but board seats, collecting big money off of board seats for the rest of your life. You're good. Because the truth is there are not that many people that have actually taken companies through an IPO process and been successful. That's why. So I wish they would have left their old CFO, been through the wars, keep trudging along, get through the IPO. But I can also understand hiring a person that's been through it, that's done it, that has the connections necessary. I can see it either way. I just don't like Gemini and how they generally do business. Just saying. Because, fish stinks from the head. And look who owns Gemini. Next batter up. You've got Ripple doubling RLUSD stablecoin supply to 169.69 million as the market cap. Ripple minted 28.2 million RLUSD tokens in 24 hours, doubling its supply in 2 months as the stablecoin expands across Ethereum and XRP ledger. Let that wash over you for a minute. Expands across Ethereum and XRP ledger. Ripple's making moves, and they're big moves. I told you yesterday they filed for the trademark for Ripple custody. Just saying, pay attention. Pay attention. Bitcoin's fourth halving cycle fails to boost prices as expected, or price as expected. Unlike past halvings, Bitcoin's fourth halving has shown weaker price impact, with analysts attributing this to a shift in macroeconomic factors. Now, that means that there are things outside of Bitcoin's control that have affected this. Duh. But I don't think we're out of this halving. The halving happened, and then there's a cycle, all this good stuff. This one is like no other. This one is going by its own rules. It's going by its own rules. Just look at how everything has been. We hit a new all-time high before we were supposed to. And then we did it again. So yeah, this halving is like none other. And I suspect going forward, it will be like none of them will be the same either. It's no longer, halving and then it's different. It's different now. You've got a whole lot of things going on in an economic space. And you've got people talking about a recession. You've got a whole bunch of things going on right now. Now, talking about the recession, I don't think there's a single wealthy person that doesn't want a recession. Like drooling over it. Why? Because that means there'll be blood in the streets, and that's when you buy. Do you think the wealthy will have blood in the streets? No, not at all. They'll have money in them streets, picking up all the stuff that those people are bleeding in. So farms, commercial buildings, single family homes, you name it, they will be buying. You name it, they will be buying. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, it's true. These people are like, oh, remember what happened in the last recession? Like they're just, salivating for it to happen. Because they're the ones with the money to make those kinds of moves. If there's a recession, watch how many properties get snatched up during that recession. Watch how many businesses get swallowed up. And I'm telling you to especially look within neighborhoods. Companies selling. There's a construction company. There are a few construction companies in my area that are looking to get sold. You wouldn't know it from all the commercials that they're running, but they're looking to get bought out. And they're hoping that it happens before the recession. I tell you that. But yeah, I'm sitting back in there. You have a lot of people right now that are sitting back salivating over a possible recession. And that's something that we should be sitting back and saying to ourselves, yeah, we might want to think about that. We might want to think about that. I'm not saying that it's something that we should be happy about, but we should at least understand why other people are thinking that they should be happy about it. And we should learn how to do better. Like I tell my kids, don't save. Don't save. Invest. Saving is giving your money to somebody else. And I'll say it every day. Saving is giving your money to somebody else so they can make money off your money. Investing is you making money off your money. Big difference. Saving is putting your money in the bank. Investing is buying stocks, bonds, options, crypto, real estate, investing in businesses. That's investing. Investing will get you more money. In the long run, investment, in my humble belief, will get you more money. It's done well by me. And it's done well by those that have taught me. That's why I'm giving back. These videos are for my kids. I'm trying to teach my kids how to do things. And I got confirmation that, my kids are watching. So I'm happy about that. I'm thrilled about that. I do the videos because no kid wants to listen to their daddy yap, right? No kid wants to do that. So they listen to it when they want to listen to it. I'm happy with that. As long as they're investing and not saving. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can save a little bit, right? Save a little bit just so you have enough cash, pay bills, invest it. Don't buy stuff, invest. I mean, I want my kids to be able to retire early. And retire and just decide, whether or not they feel like doing something else. Not that they have to do something else. Keep building. Keep building. Doesn't mean you don't treat yourself to certain things, right? So, for instance, tomorrow we have the Fed meeting, and Michael's saying he's got dry powder sitting on the side. You want to know how we build dry powder? Not buying stuff. Buy what you need. You can buy nice stuff, but you don't need to go overboard. The hell you need red bottom shoes for? The wealthy don't wear red bottom shoes. People that are pretending to be so do that. Just saying. So having dry powder on the side, I do two things. Whenever I make a sale and I make profit, a percentage of that profit goes to dry powder. Excuse me. And the reason for that is so that I have that dry powder sitting on the side. So even when I'm getting hammered, when my blood is in the streets, I'm still able to capitalize. That's the big deal. You want to position yourself to be ready to capitalize. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be able to do that if I'm running to Starbucks every day. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to do that if I'm buying $300, $400, $500 sneakers. You kidding me? Nah. I need to walk someplace. I need to walk around. Messed up sneakers are good. My daughter went down to the city yesterday for St. Patty's Day. Did she wear her nice clothes? No. She looked nice. Did she wear her good sneakers? No. She wore the beat up sneakers. Why? Because they serve a purpose. They serve a purpose. I'm not saying never have anything nice. I'm just saying consider cutting back on buying unnecessary things. Because when a recession hits, you're going to turn around and you're going to look at that unnecessary thing and you're going to say to yourself, damn, imagine if I didn't have that, I'd have dry powder. I'd have more dry powder to do stuff. Because in a little while, I'm going to want to worry about making money, having money to live a good life later in life, travel whenever I want, buy whatever I want. I can only do that if I make the sacrifice now for huge enjoyment later. That's what it's all about. But you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. So let me flip on over. Let me get my notes out of the way. You know I do the homework because you see my notes every now and then. Just saying. You see my notes. You see my work. What do you have going on today? Yesterday we got retail sales. Yeah, that hurt. That hurt. Do you see that number? 0.2 versus 0.6. Yeek. Yeah. Confidence is low. Confidence is very low right now. But today, what do we have? We have a waiting period because tomorrow is the day. We don't have a lot going on today. We have housing starts, building permits, Import price index, minus, then the same thing, minus fuel, industrial production, capacity utilization. Great. Those are all great economic numbers. Tomorrow's the day. Does anybody think the rates are going to change at all tomorrow? Up, down, sideways? No, they're going to remain stat. They're not going to touch the rates. Excuse me. It would send the market reeling if they touch the rates. Everybody's already factored in that they're not going to touch the rates. What they're going to be listening for is everything that Powell says at 2:30. That's what pay attention to the market then. Pay attention to the market then. That's what's going to matter. Okay? Just in case you didn't know, that's what's going to matter. All right? Then you've got the fear and greed index back up to 34. Not bad. Still in fear. Sentiment is low. I'm telling you people. Sentiment is still low. DeFi Llama, we're up to $97.1 billion in total value locked. Okay, cool. Bitcoin's taking a little bit of a dive. It was hovering around 83. Look at that. Our high over the past few days has been up all the way up to 85. Now we're all the way down to like 82,766. Told you we got a long way to go. We have a long way to go. See that? See that green line right there? That's the all-time high. The fact that we can see that it's still in reach, good thing. It's not that far away. People are freaking out and it's not that far away. What, $25,000? That's not far. That's not far away at all. Striking distance. Then when you look at the big board, you sit back and you kind of go, oh, wow. Oh, wow. There's a whole bunch of stuff that could be on sale. Are you seeing this? Pi Network? Bleeding? That's the bloodiest of bloods that I've seen for Pi Network. I told you I'm not down with Pi. Nope. No. I'm not down with that at all. But you can see a whole bunch of things on sale. Link on sale. Shiba Inu on sale. Aave on sale. Uni on sale. XRP, Ethereum, BNB, Solana if you're into that kind of thing. Cardano, Litecoin, Sui. I mean, just Near Protocol, VeChain, BTC, of course. Pay attention to BCH. Bitcoin Cash is no joke. Don't sleep on that. Don't make the mistake of sleeping on Bitcoin Cash. That's what I keep telling people. Don't make that mistake. Then if you just want to look at the big board going across, what the heck? There you go. Because I have it, you can tell that I have it set up differently. It's comparable to the charts I'm about to show you. So yeah, I'm just looking around to see who's doing well. You know, even XRP has been down a little bit. It was up as high as 14, but it's down to 227, right? And then, so their year-to-date high is it's less than 10%. It hasn't been that way in a long time. You scroll down, everybody's bloody. Everybody's bloody except for Leo right there. No, I don't hold a bag of Leo. Mantra's back up to 83%. I mean, they had been over 100% year to date. But yeah, you pay attention to all of these opportunities right here. Where's Pi? Pi was up here too, wasn't it? Control F. Really? No Pi? Where's Pi? Huh. 1, 2, 3 right there in that row. Pi's not showing. That's weird. That's very weird. All right. I'm just curious to see where Pi is right now. It's ranked number 17. Oh, I don't have it on my list because I don't follow it. My bad. But it's dropped. It was higher than that. It has dropped. Look at Solana. I keep looking at Solana and Cardano just to see how far away they are. I keep looking at those. And you can tell right here that Solana and Dogecoin are really close. Next big drop is Chainlink. I'm telling you, there are opportunities out here. And what I do to get over my opportunities is I come take a look at, you know, let's do that. I come take a look at the GMB X factor across the top 250 coins. Chicano, what's good, right? So Ethereum at 1.58, yeah, I think it'll be fine at 1.58. I think it'll make it. 0.50 was 0.32 yesterday for XRP. So to me, that signals a buying opportunity for me in my eyes. Am I going to buy it this second? No, I'm going to wait until the FOMC meeting tomorrow, and then I'm going to chill. I'm going to wait for them to say, yeah, we're not doing anything. Then I'm going to wait for Powell to open up his mouth. I'm going to wait for the market to drop because that's what happens. I'm not expecting Powell to say anything good. So when he opens up his mouth, I'm expecting this. So because I'm expecting this, yeah, I'm going to be ready to buy then. Just saying, let's get with it, people. You're talking about an opportunity to buy in quick, make quick money, because it'll eventually even back out. But you buy when it's down, make quick money on the others. Because I have two separate wallets. I've got a holding wallet where I just dollar cost average into those, right? Then I have trading wallets. So the DCA wallets, yeah, that's going to happen no matter what. But my trading wallets, that's what I'm using my dry powder for this round. This round, I will be buying on the dip. I will be buying on that huge dip that I'm expecting tomorrow. And when everything pops up, that's when I'll sell. That's what I'll be doing. So if I'm other people, maneuver your money so that it's in position. In position to take advantage. Just saying. Just do it. Do it for yourself. Trust me. Trust me, you'll be a happy camper when you do that. But yeah, I use the GMB X Factor to actually do this. People are wondering, like, what is this website, Eddie? This is the coming new version of growmybag.tv. If you're a big bagger, we have a separate big bagger group here, which means that if you're a content creator, you could actually have your own group right here. Just saying. There are opportunities. And then you have the regular feed. Of course, you have articles. There are more tools coming. We've got over an 1,100 word vocabulary or knowledge base for you. Financial terms. We've got classes that are going to be on this platform. I'm telling you, it's all we have things. We're just in testing. But we have big baggers on here, actually on here sharing information, right? Sharing thoughts, opinions, ideas, stuff like that. And then you can actually see that, yeah, we're using it. We're starting to use this on a regular basis. So yeah, you might want to become a big bagger and join us. Go to growmybag.tv/sign-up. Trust me, you're going to like it. You're going to like what we've got going on. You want to see the rest of the articles? We have to refresh this because this is kind of stale stuff from a few weeks ago. But once we launch, this will be refreshed every day. All of our videos will be here. All the articles will be here. Everything will be right here. This is going to be the biggest social media ecosystem, not platform, ecosystem in the financial world. Yes, we will have a channel on Roku. We will have a channel on Fire TV. We have our own social media platform. Plus, we leverage other social media platforms to get the word out. Join me in making this community grow. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Hope you like what I'm doing. If you do me a favor, smash the likes, tell your friends. And like I said, if you want to become a bagger or big bagger, becoming a bagger is only $12 a year. Becoming a big bagger is only $120 a year. And let me tell you something. Being a big bagger, you get that once a month video conference call where we all hop on and have a live conversation around what we're doing in the world of investment. As always, thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And absolutely, most of all, thank you for your trust. Everybody, have a great day. Bye-bye.